Let's do... Wait. Challenge rooms. Nah, I'm good. If it's not story DLC, I'm not interested. I think only the second and Infinite have it. And even then, second, I'm not 100% sure. Check out the museum real quick. And then we'll do the developer commentaries we've picked up. Because we picked up, I want to say, 4 of them? So not all of them, obviously, but at least we're not going to be there all day. Welcome to the Museum of Orphaned Concept, a guided tour of ideas that Irrational Games discarded or reworked heavily during the making of the original BioShock. Woo! Alright, first off, we have the... It's loading in a lot, wow. Exhibit Slow Profume. Gonna try to get it all in frame. Irrational's eternal name for this prototype Big Daddy variant who mauled players with enormous hook and fired iron bearings from a barrel. Stood for slow projectile fucked up melee. He survived long enough to become a fully functional AI, and the team eventually cut him to focus on polishing on the other Big Daddy types. This model later reappeared in BioShock 2 as the Rumbler, throwing miniature turrets instead of cannonballs. Look at that. And if at any point you want me to inspect a certain part of whatever exhibit, just tell me. Yeah. Because the whole idea is that I'm showing you guys because you can't. At the moment, I don't know. Get some concept art. Get some concept art. Get some concept art. Okay, so it's got like this thing and a cannonball, but poof. Yeah, I think I've seen these guys in the sequel. Alrighty. Exhibit Early Bouncer. This original model for the Bouncer type of Big Daddy featured a flat-headed drill at the end of each arm. The Big Daddies were envisioned as the builders of Rapture, with weapons modified from tools they would have used in its construction. When the Gatherers were reimagined as little sisters, one of the Bouncer's drills was changed to a gloved hand so that the two characters can interact with each other. Huh. Look at flathead drills going on. Arr. Take a look. See, because this is the remaster, the textures are from the original game on the old assets. So I've noticed that these are significantly lower quality than the environment around us. But that's to be expected. And then concept art. Kind of get that all in there. So that if you want to come back later and pause it, you totally can. Look at that. Got a little egg shake going on. Liking the what's with the shoes? It's got like a flat thing going on. Ooh. Exhibit Forest Concept Art. There we go. Irrational's artists tried to envision how an underwater city would actually function in this early conceptual work of Rapture. One idea imagined a thick forest for the purpose of oxygen exchange, seen here with an observation catwalk running around the edge. The concept of using trees for oxygen exchange made it into the final game in the Arcadia level. So this is some of the early Arcadia style concepts. Oh! Ooh, this is the one I'm actually really interested in. Exhibit the Gatherer. It may be hard to imagine that this creature, whose job it is to reclaim Adam from corpses around Rapture, was the earliest iteration of the idea behind the Little Sister. Since the Gatherer generated absolutely no sympathy from the players, the team experimented with concepts for featuring a number of animals, including the infamous dog in a wheelchair, and later a grotesque miniature humanoid. Finally, a concept sketch of a deformed child inspired the Eureka moment responsible for the Little Sisters. I've seen the dog in the wheelchair concept art. It is sad. It's just like literally a dog in a dog wheelchair. You've seen dog wheelchairs where they can't move their back legs. And he's just like trying to pick up a little green thing off the ground. And it's sad. It's just sad. Look at these things. It's got teeth. I assume it just kind of shuffled along and just like hold it into its mouth. Oh. Oh. Exhibit, hanging sea life. Not as much as cut concept as an Easter egg for the observant museum visitors. These sea creatures have been... Yikes. Imagine, you were supposed to think these things were cute and would try to protect them in the original version. Anytime you see a little sister, imagine this thing in its place. In her place. Oh my god, they even roll up in a ball. The sea creatures can be seen swimming past the player's view during the bathysphere ride down to Rapture and BioShock's opening sequence. Yeah, there's a whale. Oh, thank God they changed it. I know, right? I've actually ran through here during a test. I didn't actually read anything, but I ran through it. They don't have the concepts for the little sister shown, so if it's not shown in the director's commentary, I highly recommend you look up the concepts on the wiki. They have most of the, they have like a lot of the infamous images, like the frog with a funnel up its ass, and various other concepts. It's worth looking into. It's interesting how they came about. Exhibit, Protector concept art. The Big Daddies, originally called Protectors, were envisioned as a dive-suited construction worker retasked with the defense of atom gatherers. They used construction tools or improvised weapons that looked like they had been found on the seafloor. From left to right is the early concepts for the melee, ranged, and slow projectile protectors. Same way through. Oh. Yeah, okay. So this is the melee, the ranged. Alright, let's get the melee. Clean shot so you can freeze if you want. The ranged, which with the rivet gun. And what is this? The slow projectile. So this was the heavy motherfucker. Oh god, it has tentacles coming out of him. Ugh. Early splicer concept art. Moving from grotesque to human was a slow process, while early concepts saw them... Oh, okay, we should come back to this, probably. Hope they say it. The first splicer that Irrational Games created for BioShock, Stitchy, was used in many early concept demos and was fully functional in-game with kinematics, hit reactions, and voiceover. It took us that long to realize it wasn't a good model, says lead artist Sean Robertson. This is probably the worst abortion that Irrational has ever made. Okay, so I guess it doesn't make it abundantly clear. The original back when it was... I want to say right after they decided to not make System Shock 3, back when they first decided to make a new IP, they wanted to have like these mutant creatures. And as it said, this is the first one. So this thing was fully functional. And then they're like, oh, this thing sucks. We gotta change it. Like, you could even fight it and all that. His name is Stitchy. Got some shine on his goo innards. Waters. Some Stitchy up there. At least he is thick. What the fuck did I just fall off of? Exhibit. Trying to get the whole thing in frame, and it's pretty difficult. Okay, this is the best I can do. Early splicer concept art. These are some of the first concept sketches to show BioShock's enemies moving in a more human-like direction. Artists coupled that approach with the idea that Adam deformed the body is a way that related to its intended function. For instance, a giant grotesque arm on a melee enemy. These are early splicers. And they're still figuring out all this shit. Yeah, they got some more of the old mutants in here. Actually, here we go. I'm trying to do them as much in order as I can, but they're not placed in order. The grenade splicer. This gray elephantine splicer was an early grenader from the same period of development as Stitchy and Hooker. He was a guy who spliced to carry around giant grenades to throw them at you, says lead artist Sean Robertson. The model was built and textured, but never animated. So, this guy looks like a mummy on the face. He's got this thing coming out of his chest. Just gross. They all got butts. Big guy. They like cut off the textures for his attachments. Stop loading in. Exhibit early environmental study. The location depicted here was built for the vision demo of BioShock, a small level demonstrating several of the key elements of the game, such as the Big Daddies and Gatherers. So this is just this exists art. That reminds me of the Pudge from Wii a little. Reminds me to Pudge from what? Is that WC? What's WC stand for here? Warcraft. Oh, okay. Oh, I know what you're talking about. The undead guys with the organs just coming out, the butcher-looking guy. Ooh. Exhibit Neptune's Bounty concept art. This area appears in the Neptune's Bounty level of BioShock, but the bodies floating in the ocean were cut late in development when their cast shadows proved too distracting from the action in the room. Aw, I think it would have been better with the bodies floating. Get that nice dark thing going. Yeah, that's what they're talking about? Okay. I played World of Warcraft throughout middle school and yeah, until I stopped playing. So I know a little bit of the concepts. But I don't get into the lore. I never got into the lore. Exhibit Hooker, created around the same time as Stitchy and the Grenader. This splicer was dubbed the Hooker because of her weapon of choice. This concept evolved into the Spider Splicer when it was decided that splicers models could fill any behavior role, and the Hooker model later became the Baby Jane Splicer. So this became a specific splicer. I don't quite know what the fuck he's talking about, but this was a specific splicer in the game. And then this evolved into the Spider Splicer as we went further along into development. Got a booty. I noticed that they just cut out all the textures for the additional pieces. I assume the parts that fly off when you kill them. Bleh. She's got like raptor claws in this one. Look at that. That going on. Alright. Got some anglerfish, some not basking shark, whale shark, some squid, and of course the whale skeleton. We did those. Did those. Did we do these? No, yes. Ah, here we go. We haven't done these. Come on. Moving from grotesque to human was a slow process. While early concepts saw the melee enemies grow monstrous arms, the team had trouble conveying how someone who had spliced to become a marksman would appear. So, in the earlier mutation concepts, they needed a ranged guy, and they are having trouble with that. This guy is like... Nah. Yeah, I'm just seeing it wrong. Now I see it with color. Wait. Oh, okay, this is a different one. Early Big Daddy concept art. These are early concepts for the Rosie type of Big Daddy who, like the Bouncer, was envisioned as a construction worker who had been repurposed as a protector for the Gatherers. So these are early Rosies. Yeah, that's pretty close to the final product, actually. Looking at it. Okay. More of the art here. Big boys. Hey, Wink. Exhibit Big Daddy concept art. This is an early concept art depicting a Big Daddy bursting through a wall, which inspired the audio log in the Big Daddy training grounds area about a rogue Big Daddy. The player then encountered him at the end of the level. Oh, so that's the motherfucker who attacked me even though I had a little sister to protect. He had gone rogue. Can you imagine calling an enemy Big Daddy in 2019? I I think it'd be funny. Oh, it's just loading in so much. I don't think the context has changed very much in terms of what Big Daddy means. It's just, in this world, they make it so serious. It's hard to, like, you know what I mean. ITD to have to be ironic. Like, I think you can release BioShock in the modern atmosphere, assuming there was nothing before it, and it would still be accepted well, I think. This is a concept sketch depicting of what would later become Submarine Bay, an area which housed an important scene for Atlas. Oh, this is the part where, like, the submarine explode. That's fair. Like, I think if they just presented the name with no further imagery, I think that would kill it. But because they present the imagery first, that would do it. Exhibit Fleet Hall concept art. This early concept for Sandra Cohen's Fleet Hall was created after level building had begun. When the designers found they were having difficulty conceptualizing the theater space, it was one of the early spaces built for BioShock, and many of the assets used in this museum come from that area. So this is when they are starting to really build on the Art Deco concepts. There's not a bunch of stuff in the wallet. Okay, just that one. Iconic rapture concepts. This was the first image that really captured all the visual elements that made BioShock BioShock. A large view of the ocean, the aquatic lighting scene, and the elegant Art Deco design elements. Without this image, BioShock would have been a radically different beast. Yeah, that's pretty good, nut in a nutshell environmental concept right there. This is true. Whoa, we're back in the early designs on the splicers. Yam hand! In a nut. Oh my god, this is the Yam hand model. This character, derisively called Yam Hand around irrational games, was the poster child of the conceptual phase that preceded the decision to go with human enemies. I point out the drawings behind the model, says lead artist Sean Robertson. You can see the top one got built, and the other two informed the design as well. As we trended towards humanoids, the Scooby monsters got goofier and less scary. So that's why they switched from more mutations to the more humanoid splicers. And yeah, this guy's goofy as fuck. I can see him being scary in a context, but he's still doofy. Just seeing him. With a hand. Yam hand. Big toe. Oh my god, yeah, he's got like some serious gangrene toe there. What do you call it when you cut off circulation so it bloats? Man, it's kind of bleh on the hand. He used to have 2 shoes. Looking from the coloration, this isn't the final texture they were going with. They were gonna color some more things, but yeah. Wow. Actually, no, because the Scooby design had more of the green going on anyway. This summer... Okay, I have to do this right. This summer, one yam goes crazy. Yam hand. Coming this fall to a theater near you. Yam hand. Blessed. Missing link model. This character is essentially the missing link between the grotesque early designs and the human splicers. It's not missing, it's right there. That appeared in BioShock. This is the last bad model we did before moving on to what actually went into the shipping game, says lead artist Sean Robertson. After playing with him for a while, we just said, why don't we use humans instead? I always thought of these as Scooby-Doo monsters because they're too inhuman to invoke empathy. That is an excellent point. Just gonna try to get a good look. He's got big puffy pants, but that was normal back then, I think. Also, you can tell the scaling of the models was bigger than the current ones. Unless these are purposely scaled up, which is possible. That or we're not 1-to-1, maybe they shrunk us. And my leg's asleep and it hurts. Fuck, give me a sec. Gotta rearrange my body. There we go. Okay. So yeah, he's got big puffy pants. I think they're called, are they like rider's pants or some shit like that? They were like in until very recently. Where they're puffy at the top like that. It's like a war pant. They need a battle museum where you fight concept art. There's not in this game, but as more and more games want to show off the behind the scenes stuff, I wouldn't put it past there being a game that does that, where you just fight the rejected concepts. Problem is that they would have to get really far in development to be worth putting in there. Iconic Rapture concepts is one of several paints that tried to portray the most important elements of Rapture at once. These images would help define the ruined underwater Art Deco aesthetic that the team was attempting to capture. Once again, yeah, I could see that being a very everything in a nutshell concept piece. These are some of the earliest pieces done for BioShock from back when Irrational was still working on SWAT 4. The only concrete ideas at that point were an undersea city and biological experimentation, so early concepts focused on those themes. Look at that. It looks like a hunter from Resident Evil, but got like bleh-ified. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. Be cool if it came out of the painting. I mean, that's a lot of work to do. Heck yeah. Look at this rat face. Rat body thing. SWAT 4. Yeah. Look at that. Ooh. Looks like something from Men in Black. No, seriously, look at that. It looks like an alien from Men in Black. Alright, I'm gonna keep going now. Dude, I would love to make a Men in Black game. Someone hit me up. I'll be a writer and I'll help with the design. It'll be good. I'm trained. I know how to write for games. Slime from Slug. Blood on inside of glass ports. Tarnished brass. Ooh. Early Big Daddy concept art. This is the 4th protector concept originally created with an organic slug attached to it. A model was started but never completed as the team narrowed their focus to the 3 and finally just 2 Big Daddy types. I still like this as a protector, says artist Rob Waters. We started modeling and I really pushed to get it in, even though it was just a static model on the floor, but it never made it. Aw. Look at that. It's got a head crab. Looks like a piece of chew gum. Alright, I think we've seen all there is in the museum, at least when I ran through the test. That's all I saw. Yeah. And then here is just walls, so